Got the microphone, you should be able to hear me, so I'm not sure why I'm saying anything otherwise. But hopefully you can hear me now because I got everything connected. So what I was saying, if you didn't get the sound, if you're getting it, let me know. Hit that like button, show that support because this video right here is gonna be like no other. I appreciate y'all coming through, let me know what's going on. It says that the microphone probably got to put it back on the charge. Thank you for hitting that like button, guys. Make sure y'all subscribe. We got a large story right now going on outside. Mass shooting in New York. Hopefully you can hear me. They said 8 people had got hit up at the 4th of July cookout up there in Coney Island. 4 of them were kids, man, and I got a I got a little hunch why. I mean, the Drill Rapper Briscoe bands, didn't he just die in Coney Island? So I'm feeling like it's a connection. I mean, one guy gets shot in the face in Coney Island, and then a couple days later, there's a mass shooting right here in the park. The cookout. So we're starting to see these revenge killings. Once one guy dies from one side, then we just see this mass drilling, mass shootings. New York. They said the crime was down. What a joke, man. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Do they think we're stupid? Like, all you gotta do is look at the news. Every day it's a new shooting in New York. How the hell can the crime be down? Like, they said for this half of the year, allegedly, it's less than what it was. But I doubt it, man. It's a war zone. It's the ones that they are able to track. But trust me, there's so much retaliation and get back. You really think they're able to get all of the shootings and details and stuff when people don't die or people might not go to the hospital or report that? It's too many, yeah. It's too many, man. It's too much. And then now, 4 kids just got shot up at the Coney Island cookout. So it's just evil on top of evil now. Like, you know, we didn't even know about it till just an hour or two ago. And it's like, how? Everybody been showing news. Everybody been talking about what's going on all over the world, especially in New York. But Mamdini, he's keeping it quiet. They trying to sweep it under the rug. They don't want people to understand or know about why we see all of this death and dying and dishonor. Because it's just people trying to get a name, they getting clout. So this is the new way, to stand out. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids, these babies, man, they don't even get the opportunity no more to just be themselves and live, their life without all of this drama and, people trying to make enemies with their parents, that type of thing that we seeing going on. It's like, we see it time and time again and we hear it. But when we gonna start to combat, and try to compare it with something that is the opposite of that, it's clear that we need it. So why not start now? Why keep waiting? Somebody gotta lead it and be able to start a new wave that we could see, some sort of way out instead of staying, with that mindset. We got to see something productive, something about coming together, spreading the message, and not just leaving it to the police to do their job. Us in the community, we got to do better. We got to start to thrive and wonder why we got these 30 and 40-year-old guys who want to keep the same mentality and have control over our kids. Why? Hey, what up, Kiki? I see you in the chat. Let me charge this mic up real quick. What's up, chat? See what's going on, man. Coney Island mass shooting, it's getting crazy when we tap in. Like,
As you've heard earlier today, an NYPD officer was struck by gunfire. I'm relieved that the officer, Detective Robert Carroll, was wearing a bulletproof vest and was not seriously injured as a result of it. Detective Carroll serves as part, as you've heard earlier today, an NYPD officer was struck by gunfire. I'm relieved that the officer, Detective Robert Carroll, was wearing a bulletproof vest and was not seriously injured as a result of it.
So they said that the officer got shot. And then he had on a vest, but this is what happened.
It was crazy, and also with the July 4th traffic, the police couldn't get out. It was unbelievable. And now it's quiet, like nothing ever happened. If you go by there, you see bikes, you see children's toys. It's horrible to walk by. It was crazy, and also with the July 4th traffic, the police couldn't get out. It was crazy, and also,
as you've heard earlier.
Yo, what's going on? If y'all haven't heard, we already know that it was 8 people shot up there in Coney Island, right? Mass shooting, 4 kids at that. But it's not no coincidence because Briscoe Bands just died. Oh, you asked who's Briscoe Bands, right? Well, this is Briscoe Bands here. Drill Rapper Briscoe Billy had just died a few days right before July 4th. This has to be a retaliation. Coney Island? Come on, 4 kids got shot, man. NYPD officer at that, man. This drill rap stuff, man. We gotta stop. We gotta end the war, man. We gotta stop adding the fuel. We gotta stop turning a blind eye because this is what's happening to these kids out here. Like, this is all I'm worried about. When we gonna let the kids live and put the drill down and say it's time to give it up, man? You see, this clown, man, Danny, is making New York worse, man. They just said crime was down, and now look at what happened. It's already back up. Yo, what's going on? So, if y'all haven't heard, we already know that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just breaking it down, man.
A terrifying night unfolded in Brooklyn as families gathered to watch 4th of July fireworks when gunfire suddenly erupted near Coney Island. Police say the shooting happened just after 10:30 p.m. near the Sea Park Apartments, close to the Coney Island boardwalk, where large crowds... A terrifying night unfolded in Brooklyn as families gathered to watch 4th...
It's crazy, man. We gotta do better, family. Like, These kids these days, they need some guidance, man. We can't just keep leaving them to figure it out by themselves and not saying and using our voice, man, to combat this evil, man, that we see. Because it's only going to stay in the community if we don't try to get rid of it and do something and come together and use unity, to attack the division. Because we know that's what they want to see, that's what they're getting out of it. People to divide so they don't listen, They don't got no guidance. But together we stand, man. United we stand, man. Divided we fall, bro. It's too much. Just let it pass us by. We gotta curb this some way, somehow. All of us, man. What's going on, chat? See the title there. NYPD officer got tapped. He had his vest on, luckily, so it wasn't critical. That saved him right there. But yeah, we trying to bring some positive vibes to y'all, so that you can feel better, because I already know it's traumatizing for the physical, the mental, and it's just a death wish, it's a death trap out there in New York, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get people to tap in with. This is the strategies that they put into play, to make us hurt one another and make us feel like we gotta get aggressive every time, somebody might not want to follow the next person, or they don't receive their message a certain way, you know what I mean? Everybody got lessons of life that we trying to teach each other, and to motivate and keep like minds, but sometimes you need, that diversity in order to come up with that plan, that device or whatever it is that we could manage to use on the land that we own, be inclined to do better things for all of God's sake, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like we in pain out here, that's why we keep acting out the way that we do. Starts up here, we gotta use this before we get to this and to the violence and the guns and the drugs. It's ruining, that thug life is doing more harm than anything right now, and that's just the truth. Anybody trying to hold on or to tell you anything different, it's a lie. There's very few people trying to do the right thing out here, man. And that's lame, because, we need more people out here that want to remain positive, overcoming these obstacles. gotta give it an opportunity before you rule it out, man. We're not even giving certain stuff a chance. We just automatically thinking this is the way we gotta go about it and handle it. And now we out there in these streets dancing with each other and we just doing each other dirty. Just for the name or just for the bloodthirstiness. We ain't gonna trip off the suckers. Yeah, man, it's gonna get worse, fam. Like, it's gonna be a lot more things we're gonna see starting to happen. I mean, people turning on their family, that's probably the worst thing. But we trying to understand why, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just a race thing because we seeing it happen all over America at every community. So now it's just a matter of pride, you know, it's morals and principles that people can't put to the side. Just simple stuff like with the parking spot in Walmart with the black woman shooting the white guy. You know what I'm saying? And the FBI is probably gonna pick it up. I mean, if they find anything, I'm pretty sure she's trying to scrub the net. But it's like, they see anything about, you know, she don't like white people or something that could get mixed and construed as a hate crime because now you're using and abusing the law to take someone's life. Like, you didn't even have to get out the car with that strap, but then I guess you felt entitled to that. So you made it more than what it was. You know, it was just not logical to pull the trigger if he wasn't putting his hands on you. I mean, damn, you know, enough is enough. Like, the man could have been sick. He could have been having a mental breakdown or something. You know, he's old, so of course he probably not used to, you know, having that kind of thing going on and arguing and stuff. So he could have just had a flashback, you know, like. I don't think he would have jumped on that sister, but it's just like, come on now, you know, you just made that man a victim of his own demise. Sad, you know, how they turn us against each other so fast, man. You know, we gotta really try to do better. It's like the blind leading the blind in New York right now with Mandina. I mean, this dude, he must think he's something new or different. It's like you just the same as every other politician. You trying to make a dollar while it's getting worse. People is not living, you know, they don't get to enjoy fun in New York no more. It's just a curse. It's a dark cloud. Like, and every year it's getting worse. You know, these kids, they just shooting younger and younger now. And they being recruited by this evil generation that's doing the damage, wasting, you know, time. Sad. Try to sign on. Big arms today. Yeah. yeah, man, that parking space, man, is just like, man, they could have figured that out some other way, but you know, they didn't have to take it to that extent. But she was just bloodthirsty, man. That's just how it is. These women, they'll kill you in a heartbeat. You know, they won't let us live, man, but then let the shoe be on the other foot. It'll be like the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. You know, they like to play that game. It's not right. People see what's going on in real life and they got feelings that they need to address, like, what up, chat? Make sure y'all subscribe, tap that like button, share the video if you don't mind. You know, we're just getting message out to the people. You know, we here, we on the grind. Every day we doing what we gotta do, staying locked in. Because it's that time. We're not gonna miss for nothing, you know, we gotta hit, we gotta keep where we're going and keep growing, you know, keep showing that love and that prosperity to move forward, because it's not enough just to use the platform. Now we gotta attract and we gotta do more and get more people involved to engage in the posts and to be a part of the platform, you know, that we create. Yeah, lock it in, man. Goals, post that right there. That's a natural. That's a winner. Toast to the good life. We in the place to be, making the moves. You know, we in the race for these new audiences. You know, every day somebody's getting on YouTube. Somebody's growing up. Somebody needs to be entertained. You know, every day a star is born, and every day a new YouTube or a new streamer, a new influencer is getting made. You know what I'm saying? So we just waiting to take our time, because we know that we got ways otherwise. You know, we gotta do is just survive and be ourselves and get paid. You know, to speak and engage and have our health taken care of in ways that nobody else would care to show you, because this is the place and the progress that we have the results to put it right there in your face. You know, it's nothing that you won't be able to see and make the same results as me, because I'm no different. You know, I'm a human being and I take the right steps, no shortcuts. You know what I mean? Like, I just keep going no matter what. Put this back on the chart. You know, I have almost 30 minutes. Gotta light it up. Like Drizzy. Wait until the sun goes down. My base light up.
If y'all haven't heard, we already
Yo, what's good, family? Y'all know what it is, man. Just going over this situation that happened out there.
It was 8 people shot up there in Coney Island, right? Mass shooting, 4 kids at that. But it's not no coincidence because Briscoe Bands just died. Oh, you asked who is Briscoe Bands, right? Well, this is Briscoe Bands here. Drill Rapper Briscoe Billy had just died a few days right before July 4th. This has to be a retaliation. Coney Island? Come on, 4 kids got shot, man. NYPD officer at that, man. This drill rap stuff, man. We gotta stop. We gotta end the war, man. We gotta stop adding the fuel. We gotta stop turning a blind eye because this is what's happening to these kids out here. Like, this is all I'm worried about. When we gonna let the kids live and put the drill down and say it's time to give it up, man? You see, this clown man Danny is making New York worse, man. They just said crime was down, and now look what happened. It's already back up. Yo, what's going on? So, if y'all haven't heard, we already know.
Stop! The FBI.
Yo, what's going on?
Stop playing with me! The FBI.
Yo, what's going on? So, if y'all, it was 8 people shot up there in Coney Island, right? Matt, what's going on? So, shooting 4 kids at that. But
We almost there, man. Gotta get this thing right, man. Because it's up to us, you know what I'm saying, to be the ones to show these people how to do it right, how to live, how to, you know what I mean, dedicate their life to this craft. Ain't nobody gonna do it the way that we have. You know what I'm saying? We can't depend on and think nobody else is going to, you know, be the reason why we have what we have. You know, it's up to us, man.
yo, what's going on?
To grow up and do the right things so we can continue to go up and, you know what I mean, do what we need to do.
Yo, what's going on? So,
Right.
if y'all haven't heard, we already know that it was 8 people shot.
The man that a lot of women really be attracted to, man, he got a car. And he can't even keep a steady job. Off of here, can't even keep a job. Can't even pass a urine. The man that a lot of women really be attracted to, man, he got a car. And he can't even keep a steady job. Off of here, can't even keep a job. Can't even pass. The man that a lot of women really.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm gonna make you a moderator, man. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, we just taking it one day at a time over here, man. You know. Soon we gonna probably have to check in, you know, get the mind right, because it's not easy when you know, going through these situations as well. Like everything else that's going on in the world, plus in your own world, is just crashing and colliding. It's like, you know, you gotta try to figure out a way to combat it and make sense of it, you know, to make it slide back into the right category. so you could do what you need to do for the time being, you know. But you know it's your boy, man.
That same individual.
Blood stains, clothing, and evidence.
Every American needs to see this firsthand.
A terrifying night unfolded in Brooklyn.
As you've heard earlier today.
It was crazy and it was crazy and
Imagine the person.
The FBI is now investigating.
Hey everyone, Jasmine Minor.
a warrant and hi there, Santa.
Theodore Briscoe. No, we're not doing that. Nothing matters. Cut this up.
I don't love the news report.
He protected him. He kept him home. He kept him warm.
Ew, so a lot of people were saying it's just that 20 minutes. Chicago police are now
Didn't retire Army.
I scrolled down and looked.
Wait, what? Wait.
Brother of former.
We'll take care of it.
Blood stains, clothing, and evidence markers still left behind on West 28th Street in Coney Island after police say Sharon Roach Martin was killed. Blood stains, clothing, and evidence markers.
I don't compete, I stay in my lane. That's why it's peace when I move these.
Wow, it's 1 o'clock. The day flew. Or it's flying, it's getting there, but it's like, I've been up since, what, 2, 3 for real? Because you seen when the police stopped me, that was at 4. You know what I mean? Shoot. Got back up. Around what? 7, 8. You know, that was when I really woke up and started looking around.
That same individual was.
Blood stains, clothing, and evidence.
Every
Blood stains, clothing, and evidence markers still.
Every American needs to see this image.
A terrifying night.
As you've heard earlier today.
It was crazy and it was crazy and
Imagine the person who wakes up and says, I cannot see.
The FBI is now.
a warrant and hi there, Santa.
Seeing our arrest.
No, we're not doing that. Nothing matters but what we have to do today. Cut
Just normal soup. I'm confused.
And a local news reporter.
Ew, what's going on? Of course, it's just 20 minutes, Chicago. Retired Army veteran with family. I scrolled down a little. Wait, what?
Blood stains, clothing, and evidence markers were complete.
Yo, see y'all here, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. For real, try to put on the best show I can, to make y'all feel the pain and understand. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a hot one, Gonna be going through it. For real. Couple more hours left, hopefully it start cooling down as the day progresses on, for real. Nah, I was hiding out, man. I was just Shit, I might as well have it feel like a job because I was like, yo, I'm trying to duck these fireworks because I know it's going to be gunshots to follow up. Wherever there's going to be fireworks, best believe they're going to be shooting. They're going to try to cover it up. So I said, wherever I see that going on, can't stay here. Face the music. As soon as it start going, I'm moving. New location. Sorry. I would have stayed in the hospital if I had to. So let's up real quick. Yeah, I heard, I be seeing it in the news. These kids, they be doing these teen takeovers. I'll be back in a few. I gotta make a real quick.
If you're struggling to pay the rent, don't have that baby. If you've lived in the same hometown for your entire life, don't have that baby. You're not happy in that career, don't have that baby. If you're struggling to pay the rent, don't have that baby. If you've lived in the same hometown for your entire life,